Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. Merry Christmas. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS producer Sydney Bowles, BNEWS reporters John Vias, Chris Flaherty, Tad Stefanek, and Robert Paris, Anthony Matos with sports, Peter Brown with the weather, and Gretchen Carey with community calendar. Thank you for joining us. Temple Shalom Emth was among some 400 synagogues targeted by hoax bomb threats over the weekend. Rabbi Abramson discovered the threat in the temple's general email inbox Sunday morning, just as religious school was letting out. She says she quickly dismissed all the students and called the police, who then conducted a thorough sweep of the building. No explosives were found. According to CNN, about 30 synagogues and Jewish cultural centers in Massachusetts were targeted in one weekend. Here in Burlington, Police Chief Thomas Brown says the department responds to any such threat with the assumption that it's real, and the incident remains an active investigation. Heavy rain and winds knocked out power to more than 2,000 homes, stores, and government buildings on Monday. Power was out at Memorial Elementary School and Marshall Simons Middle Schools, with after-school activities canceled. Power was also out at the library, and with some traffic lights out across town, officials were directing traffic at the intersection of Cambridge Street and Bedford Street around midday. DPW Director Brian White said crews were working to make sure generators were working and no sewer backups, thank you, occurred. Beyond Burlington, at least 2 people have passed away due to the storm, while more than 2,000 people were without power across Massachusetts, and flights were grounded at Logan Airport. The Fox Hills School Building Committee has submitted its preferred schematic report, the next major milestone on the path to rebuilding the school. The 1,600-page document includes details the committee has been discussing over the last few months, like building a 2-story school and locating it on the northern side of the lot. In the same committee meeting, owner's project manager, Dorr and Whittier, said it had made a clerical error that would raise the total approximate construction by about $2 million. More than a clerical error, apparently. Here's Dorr and Whittier's Stephen Brown, excuse me.
The timing is pretty close to awful because we're on the eve of submitting, hopefully a vote to submit the MSBA submittal for the preferred schematic report. So it's both a big and a small number because depending on how you're looking at it, we're talking millions of dollars. But we did want to be transparent. We felt we had the obligation to let everybody know.
The Police Station Building Committee held its second formal meeting this week. This time they met with designer Kevin Witzel of the firm Castle Boozer Associates. Witzel said the team looked at 3 sites for the potential new building and settled on the current lot and plans to build a modern up-to-code facility that will meet the department's needs. This committee plans to present an update at January's town meeting with the hope of seeking funding in May. A troublesome parking lot at 111 Middlesex Turnpike remains flooded again after experiencing a extensive draining process. The Board of Health called it a potential health concern and, quote, an eyesore, and are asking the management company to appear before them in January. The management company, Brixmor, originally promised to drain the flooded lot in spring, but delayed the process due to permitting issues with the state. Now the board says Brixmor did try to drain the lot in the fall as promised, but the flooding remains. BCAT reached out to Brixmor's attorney for comment on the story and did not hear it back by our deadline. The town, however, is contributing to that flooding by virtue of the amount of development that pours drainage into the Great Meadow. The good folks at Burlington's Rotary Club gathered to celebrate the holiday this week. Robert Paris has more.
Stage and time. Jingle Bell time is a swell time, and that was very true for the Rotary Club of Burlington's Special Olympics basketball team, who had their holiday gathering at the BH's cafeteria.
It was a lot of work, but I have a lot of help. A lot of helpers are going to be coming tonight. John, a big help. A lot of other Rotarians coming to help. So it's a lot of work, but it's very easy once everything's set up and put together.
I would say probably 2 to 3 weeks to put this all together, and the students did a phenomenal job. Anthony Salibe is the president, and Grace helped him out immensely, the 2 seniors. So it's been about a 2 or 3 week process.
BHS Rotary Interact Club President Anthony Saliba explains how events like these really make a difference in our community.
One thing is that it helps kind of get the word about the club. Obviously, as with a lot of things post-pandemic, things shrunk. Kind of cheerful thing. Rotary is all about community and kind of helping others. And I think this is a great way. Everyone here is happy to be here. The kids are going to have a lot of fun. And I just think it's kind of a very seasonally appropriate embodiment of what this club does.
We guide the students in running their Rotary Club meetings and coming up with fundraising ideas, balancing a checkbook, and coming up with ideas of service projects in the community.
The night wouldn't be complete without a visit from Santa, who was giving out presents as he made his way around the calf.
I'm just hoping everybody has a good time. They get fed, they eat well, we have desserts as well. I'm just hoping they really have a good time to kick off the holiday long weekend that's coming up.
We want to wish everyone a very happy holiday and a very merry new year. From BHS, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
We hope to have John Tuccinati of the Rotary Club in next week for an in-depth interview. From arts and communication to manufacturing and hospitality, the vocational programs at Shain Valley Technical High School have something for just about everyone. And Burlington 8th graders recently got to see themselves. Ted Stefanek has the story.
Burlington 8th graders from Marshall Simons Middle School were invited to Shain Technical High School for a full tour and a glimpse of the Shain Tech experience.
So we are here today to welcome the Burlington 8th graders to Shain Tech for an in-person visit, to visit all 20 of our technical programs to see exactly what we have to offer here at the school for our incoming 9th graders. Our programs are organized in 5 different clusters. So in our construction cluster, we have plumbing, electrical, carpentry, HVAC, masonry. In our health and human services cluster, we have dental assisting, medical assisting, health assisting, and cosmetology. In kind of our design and business cluster, we have graphic arts, we have design and visual communications, business technology and marketing, computer programming. We also have an engineering electronics program here. We have advanced manufacturing, metal fabrication, automotive technology, automotive collision repair, and drafting. And culinary arts. I can't forget culinary arts. That's one of our staples. We have a wide selection of programs for all interest areas. Our plumbing program leads students towards actually becoming licensed plumbers. So they leave here with 3 out of the 5 tiers that they need for licensure towards their apprenticeship. Not bad, huh? Most of our construction programs do off-campus projects and off-campus construction. Skilled trade areas have been working on electrical, plumbing, HVAC, masonry. This year have partnered up with the Billerica Housing Authority. We're actually building a single-family, low-income residence in Billerica for them as well. We try to get as many opportunities for our kids to go out in the communities and work and do some real hands-on projects that replicate what they're going to do in industry. We do clinical placements like our health and medical programs where students will actually go out and work. Our goal is to get kids certified or licensed in whatever program it is. In the dental program in particular, they can go out and work as a dental assistant right out of school, but to be a hygienist, you actually have to have a 2-year degree. So some of our students go on and pursue the degree.
Very, very nice.
Cosmetology is an interesting one. Kids can actually leave here with their license. It's the only program we have in this building that they actually graduate with the full-blown, full-fledged state licensure to go out and work in that industry. Shain Technical High School has a lot of opportunities for anybody that's out there. One of the reasons why we're bringing in the 8th graders is I want kids to make informed decisions. I understand that Shain is not for every student. I actually said that to the kids when I greeted them this morning. Parents spend a lot of time and energy taking kids around to campus visits when kids are deciding where to go to college. We're trying to replicate that same experience here with high school kids. We're going to actually have half of our middle schools come do this year, and ultimately my long-term goal is to get every 8th grader in here every year and show them what we do before they make that final decision.
From the halls of Shain Technical High School, I'm BNews reporter Ted Stefanak.
The BHS Robotics Club had a pretty big event recently, and John Vias has the report. Let's take a look.
Team 6666, all sides control the robot.
DevilBotz 2876, Burlington High School's premier robotics team, are sparking those circuits once again in preparation for competition season. Their prototype ROMI competition was held in the lower library at BHS.
So a ROMI is this little programmable robot that we buy online. We made a few modifications to it, but what's special about the ROMI is that the same code that runs on our big robot in the shop actually runs on the ROMI. So what that allows people to do is they can practice coding on the ROMI, and that same code will run exactly the same on the real robot. And that's not generally the same due to some technical issues, but the ROMI does some translation and makes it so that the code is exactly the same.
A club practice competition among team members, wherein freshmen and sophomores participate while being mentored by experienced juniors and seniors, equipping their young members with the necessary skills in preparation for the phase of build, program, and design.
The main mentor who was in charge of that was Rick. He literally made this game from scratch based on last year's FRC game. So he made this game out of nowhere, built the field, made all the rules, and then he was really integral.
The game manual was tiring, and then I wrote some software to manage the scoreboard and the rankings, but the game manual itself, I was trying to make updates as the season progressed for things that we overlooked or questions that the students had. We had a Q&A, and we tried to model it right after FRC and exactly what they do. So the whole thing was supposed to be a model of a regular FRC season so that the students could get a handle on what was coming in the spring.
With the beginning of the season underway, there are always a few bugs to encounter. The ROMI competition is a way to troubleshoot any malfunctions that could interfere with competing in the big leagues and solving them sooner.
We spent the last 6 weeks working on these ROMIs that we used throughout this competition and coding and everything. I think we learned a lot from it, and I think it's a really good step to preparing for the real competition where we build much bigger robots and obviously play in much bigger fields.
From the lower library at Burlington High School, this is John Vias for BNews.
Are you hungry? I hope so, because Legal Seafood's latest menu item is no small snack. Sydney Bowles and Robert Paris scoped it out.
It's big.
It's buttery.
It's Legal Seafood's 1 pound lobster roll.
And then the 1 pound is the new version. We've always had the half-pound lobster roll, but the 1 pound is something that's new that we're offering to the guests. The half-pound is just not enough. It's so good. Fresh, 2 different ways. New England style, which is with lemon butter, lemon mayo, as well as fresh celery and scallions on this nice toasted brioche bun. And then we can also do the hot buttered. So the fresh lobster meat poached in butter on that nice buttered brioche bun. Just the best you can get.
BCAT's Robert Paris accepted the challenge.
Good. I love the drawn butter on. This is a hot one, traditional. We're gonna snag the traditional. Really good, really flavorful. Like the lettuce, like the mayo.
But could he finish it?
Last bite. That was a lot of food.
Total time, 21:45.
Well done.
Would you do it again?
Yes.
For BNews Weekly,
I'm Robert Paris.
And I'm Sydney Bowles.
And for those of you that are curious, that lobster roll is $82 on the Legal Seafoods menu. We're very sorry to report that a longtime BCAT family member has passed away. Arlene DeRocco hosted BCAT's weekly call-in show Open for Discussion for many years and also served on the BCAT board. In 2013, she was awarded BCAT's Lifetime Achievement Award and the Producer of Excellence Award, and both were well-deserved. We send our condolences to Arlene's family. Christmas is just days away, as you know, and Santa is about to begin his high-speed sleigh ride around the globe. On Sunday, Christmas Eve, families can follow Santa's progress to Burlington by visiting NORAD's Santa Tracker. The North American Aerospace Defense Command monitors the air around the world for unusual activities. So, of course, NORAD can't just ignore a flying sleigh powered by reindeer. According to data NORAD has been collecting since 1955, Santa's sleigh is 75 candy canes long and 40 candy canes wide, with a takeoff weight of 75,000 gumdrops. Its climbing speed is one twinkle of an eye, and its minimum speed is faster than starlight. Santa's route varies every year, so there's no way to predict when he'll arrive in Burlington. But historically, it's between 9 p.m. and midnight, and only when children are asleep. You can follow Santa's journey at noradsanta.org or by calling 877-HI-NORAD. Okay, let's check in on sports with Anthony Matos.
Hey everyone, I'm Anthony Matos. This weekly sports report. Both the Lady Devils and Red Devils basketball teams lost to Watertown in the 15th. The girls lost by a score of 59-43 and the boys 55-46. The Lady Devils are 0-3 after a 41-34 loss to Lexington on December 19th. They will host Malden Catholic on the 21st. As of taping, the game is underway. The Red Devils were in Lexington that evening and scored their first win of the season, 77-53. Burlington will be in Leominster on the 22nd. They are currently 1-2. Lady Devils hockey and Red Devil hockey both with the Lexington Minutemen. The girls won in a shutout over their opponent, 4-0. Goals in the game were made by Shain McDonald, Anna Viglione, Katie Hayes, and Emma Steiner. The boys ended their game in a 3-3 tie with goals by Ryan McElroy, Nolan Jennings, and Seamus McMakin. Both teams were back home with Arlington. Here are the results.
The Arlington Spy Ponders paid a visit to the Ice Palace on the evening of December 20th for a doubleheader with the girls and the boys. In the girls' game, it was all tied up at 1, with Arlington scoring first, and it would be the only goal for the Spy Ponders during the game. Burlington would take over at this point, with the first goal being scored by Caitlin Tremblay. Another goal was made by Shain McDonald, who took the lead for her team 2-1. Burlington finished it out in the third period by scoring 3 more. Shayla Coker, Elena Sierra and Emma Steiner, 5-1 Burlington. As for the boys, it was a very defensive battle for both squads in the first, as the game was scoreless. Arlington broke it open in the second with 1 goal. The Spy Ponders got 1 more in the third as they shut out the Devils 2-0.
The girls will be in Falmouth on the 23rd, and the boys will travel to Bridgewater Raynham on the 23rd. Devils Wrestling opened the season on December 9th by hosting a tri-meet with Chelmsford, Draycott, and Milton High School. The Devs lost in all 3 of their games. Burlington had another meet with Malden Catholic on December 13th, back at the Vanilla Gym, where they bounced back and secured a 51-24 win over MC. The boys swim team will host the Reading Rockets on December 21st at Shain Valley Tech and are currently 0-1. Both indoor track teams were at the track at New Balance on December 21st to host the Melrose Red Raiders on the 21st. As of this taping, the meet is underway. Currently, the girls are 0-1 and the boys are 1-0. For more Red Devil action, go to bcattv.org/sports and check out our Twitter page at BNEWS Sports. We want to wish everyone a happy holidays and a happy new year. I'm Anthony Matos. Back to you guys in the studio.
It doesn't look like a snowy Christmas is in the cards this year. Well, let's check in with Peter Brown for the holiday forecast, and stay tuned for your community calendar with Gretchen Carey.
Hello everyone, this is Peter Brown with Show Weather for the next 7 days. Here we are heading in towards the very end of 2023. Now starting on our period on Friday, we should be seeing temperatures at this time of the year around 40. Going to be a little bit cooler than that starting out your weekend, finishing up your holiday shopping. And then as we get in towards the end of next week, getting on towards the very end of 2023, should be seeing temperatures at this time of the year in the upper 30s. And it's actually going to be quite milder than that. It's probably going to be 8 to 10 degrees warmer than that as we get to the end of the period. So it looks like as we look to ring in the new year, it looks like the temperatures aren't going to be too bad. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. We might get a little bit of an Arctic plunge after we have that warmer air at the end of next week. Just something to keep an eye on, but nothing wet out there, nothing white. And of course, now that we are just about at the start of winter, our days are going to start getting longer again. So as you go ahead, let's take a look at what the climate prediction says, calling for us in terms of temperatures and precipitation over the next 7 to 10 days. And looking at our temperature map, looks like a very good chance of seeing above average temperatures over the next week or so. I'm definitely seeing that as well. Looks like just about every day except Friday and maybe Saturday might be below average. Those are the only 2 days where it might be chilly out there. After that, though, we have a really great stretch of weather coming up. Looking at our precipitation chances, they are calling on us to have above average precipitation again. That's going to be more as we get towards the end of the week, as we have some of the milder air in here. It looks like we're going to have another storm that's going to try and go to the west of us here in the Burlington area. So bringing again that chance of milder conditions and again, rain instead of snow. Monday, sunny skies, around 50, so really nice out there. And as we get in towards the middle of next week, looks like again on Tuesday, that sunny weather is going to continue. Temperatures actually going to be maybe in the mid-50s by then. By the time we get into Wednesday and Thursday, though, we're going to be seeing that storm system coming at us from the southwest. That's going to bring the chance of some steadier rain on Wednesday and showery weather on Thursday. But again, temperatures still pretty mild for this time of the year in the upper 40s. So everyone, get out there, enjoy the weather, and have a great week.
This is Director of Parks and Recreation, Brendan Egan, wishing you and your family a safe and happy holiday season.
Happy holidays from Radio Voyagers. Happy New Year and Happy New Year.
Hey everyone, I'm Gretchen Carey, and this is your Community Calendar. On December 26th at 10:30 a.m., the Burlington Public Library will be having a family movie day for children and caregivers. No registration is required. Also on December 26th at 12:30 p.m., the Stone Zoo is having a Barn Owl Keeper Chat event. For more information about the event and for others, go to the following website. On December 31st from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m., Common Craft at the Burlington Mall will be having a New Year's Eve party. Free admission, and for more information, go to the following website. For more community calendar events, go to bcattv.org, burlingtonpubliclibrary.org, and burlingtonrecreation.org. I'm Gretchen Carey, and that was your Community Calendar.
As we do every week, we come to a close with a photo sent in by a member of the community. Mary Lynch sent this one in of milkweed on the BHS campus. She says if you look closely, you can see what looks like a duck and a lot of alien creatures. Thank you, Mary. If you have a photo you'd like to share and featured here, email it to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. That's our program for this week. We'll be taking next week off, but we will be featuring an in-depth one-hour interview between Sydney Bowles, our producer, and Paul Sagarino. Will be a year in review in Burlington. Okay, that's it. I'm Phil Gallagher. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome. I'm starting already with the blooper. Where's it? I was waiting for the music. Am I on?
We'll do that again.
On. Now where should I be? She's gonna yell at me again. Here, I'm gonna sort of please you. You know what you should do? You should do a. You know what you should do is have a red circle, because I keep moving back because I don't want you to yell at me. I didn't want to go on the thing there, and I got talked into it. And now look at me.
It's open for discussion live with Arlene DeRocco.
Oh, so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way.
Welcome to Burlington Pride Day. If you can't have pride in Burlington, you just can't have pride. Have Jean talk about how it really started in Burlington. I'm going to do book reviews, and what I'm going to tell you is my perspective. You know, not the ones that you usually get.
Then he has not.
Well, I didn't mean to step on your toes, Joanne. You were on a roll.
Oh, really?
Yes. You can go.
Things I do for this.
Okay, great. You're doing wonderfully.
All right.
I took the blows and did it